Mickey Arthur is the now former Australian cricket coach. He has sensationally got some lawyers and he's trying to go for a mixture of things, including a lawsuit where he wants Cricket Australia to give him $4 million. $4 million for getting the sack. He was sacked 2 years early, and as we know, it was only a couple of weeks out from the Ashes. Now, it's pretty obvious why Mickey Arthur was sacked. The results of the team weren't good enough. It was pretty obvious. Team discipline was an issue. But the documentation that has been presented to a court and was reported on by many outlets, but chiefly Channel 7 this evening, is sensational. The battle between Michael Clarke, who apparently, according to those documents, referred to the vice-captain in Shane Watson as a cancer in the team. This one's going to be fun. There'll be a lot of soap opera and a lot of interesting things around it. And whether he deserves compensation for having his contract cut 2 years early, well, that'll be for a court to decide. But there is one bit of the Mickey Arthur claim that I think is, frankly, a little too much, and he should withdraw it immediately. It's the suggestion of racial discrimination that played a part in his dismissal. Now, apparently, we're supposed to read between the lines here that the idea that the bloke was South African and somehow didn't get the Australian culture was the reason why ultimately the team didn't work and he lost his job. But I'm sorry. It's not like Cricket Australia didn't know that he was South African going into the job. It's not like it has ever been made public that there was an issue about where the bloke comes from. And I've got to be honest, there are very genuine cases of racial discrimination and people losing their jobs or being bullied in their jobs because of racial discrimination that this case will trivialise. It reminds me of the sexual harassment case that was involving David Jones, the former boss, the former worker, and frankly, the ambered claim of way too much money. $4 million is an awfully large amount of money, and yes, you make the big claim at the start and you settle for something a whole lot smaller later. Whether Mickey Arthur lost his job or not is nothing to do with whether the fact that he was South African. He lost his job because the team wasn't working. Does anyone remember the series that was in India? Does anyone not remember Homework Gate? Does anyone not remember the series of issues that ultimately meant Cricket Australia thought this isn't the bloke to lead the team? Now, I don't know if that was the right thing or the wrong thing, but please, racial discrimination, I think even his lawyers can do better than that. Certainly they're doing better than that when they're dreaming up the number that might be coming his way.